Hey, Adam Hoeksema here from ProjectionHub, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a trend that I've been seeing a lot lately where folks are trying to buy a shrinking business with an SBA loan. And there's some unique caveats and some nuances you need to think through how to present your deal to an SBA lender when the business is shrinking. And so that's what I want to talk about and kind of highlight how I think about buying a shrinking business with an SBA loan and how an underwriter is going to be looking at this as well. So just a little background first, my name's Adam Hoeksema. I'm the co-founder of ProjectionHub, and I spent 12 years as an SBA lender myself, closed over 1,500 SBA loans, and now I own ProjectionHub, and we help folks create financial projections, write business plans, and ultimately walk through the process of securing an SBA loan for either an acquisition or startup. And so through that work at ProjectionHub and also my work as a SBA lender, seeing a lot of acquisition deals, and lately I've been seeing quite a few where the buyer says, well, the seller's been semi-retired, and so that's why the business is declining, or maybe there was a death in the family or maybe even a death of the owner, and that's why the business is declining. All very valid reasons and probably true reasons why the business might be declining. But the question is really, are you as the buyer going to be able to turn that around? And if you don't turn around the trend, how does the deal work? Can the deal still work? And so I've got a template I'm going to pull up here. And this is a tool that we use in our service that we call our Quality of Earnings Sniff Test service, where we're just looking at a acquisition deal at a high level, trying to point out any red flags, and then really trying to figure out how is this going to look to an SBA lender. We've got some example data here where we've taken revenue of this business over the last 3 years. You can see 11% decrease from 2022 to 23, another 8% decrease in 23 to 24. And then what we assumed here was revenue decreasing by 5% a year for the next 3 years. And we wanted to see what that would look like. And so we've got this purchase price analysis tab here. So we assumed in this example that there's $125,000 of working capital needed, purchase price of $750,000, and closing costs of $50,000 to give you a total cash need of $925,000. And then the buyer was going to put in $250,000 of equity, meaning we needed $675,000 of debt. Seller was going to provide a $100,000 seller note, and then we're going to get a SBA loan for $575,000. All right, so here's kind of the moment of truth. Based on the continued negative 5% growth in revenue over the next 3 years, what we see is that initially in the first year, debt service coverage ratio is 2.27, which is really strong. That means you have $2.27 of earnings or cash flow available for every dollar of debt service. And typically your lender is going to want you to be at 1.25 or above at a minimum. So in the first year, this looks solid. And so that's what I've been seeing in a lot of deals where it's like, this looks like a great deal to start out with. But once the deal gets to underwriting, the underwriter is going to say, well, look, this is a shrinking business. And what if it continues to shrink? How does debt service coverage ratio look in year 3? Because the SBA loan is going to be a 10-year loan, right? And so they need this to perform for 10 years, not just in the first year. And so what we see here is that by year 3, with that continued decline and the seller note kicking in with repayments here, the debt service coverage ratio gets really close to that kind of 1.25 lines. It's all the way down at 1.31. So my point here is just that if you are looking to buy a shrinking business, you're going to have some work to do to convince the lender that this is a good deal, that you should continue to move forward with it, and that you're going to be able to turn it around. So you need to have a really clear business plan on how you're going to turn it around and really clear understanding of why the business has been shrinking. And you want to make sure that that is something that's actually reversible, because a lot of times if a business starts to shrink, that might be the reason. It might not be because the seller wanted to sell and they've been checked out. It might be the seller wants to sell because their business is declining and it's not as fun anymore. It's not as profitable. So they want to get out. And so, just be really careful about that. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to put a link in the description of the video below to our free SBA review form. So we offer a free SBA review. You can fill out that form. I'll record a video, give you some feedback on your specific scenario and situation, and just kind of give you a high level view of like, how would an SBA lender probably look at a deal like yours, and try to be helpful in that way. So make sure to take advantage of that. And if you found this video to be helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Just hit over 10,000 subscribers. So we appreciate all of you and would love to continue to grow our channel. All right, thanks.